Stadium Championship Series West rolls into Motown as Son of a Digger continues to lead the charge and the series. Ryan Anderson has dominated as of late, winning 3 consecutive event championships. To win number 4, he's going to have to battle the sport's freestyle leader as Joe Foley takes the reins of the Crazy Bull looking for win number 5. And Jim and Chris Koehler come home to Ford Field with new looks, hoping for a hometown championship win. This is Detroit Rock City. This is Monster Jam.
We go! Oh, he's throwing caution to the wind. He's got 2 in a row, back-to-back flip. Oh, can he get the save? Oh, yeah. He lands it right into a moonwalk. Huge air, and he's gonna make the save. Combination move!
Ford Field in downtown Detroit will host round 16 of the Monster Jam season. Hello everyone, I'm Scott Jordan. He is a 7 Deuce Deuce, also known as Adam Enticknap. And tonight we are back with Stadium Championship Series West. We're through 13 rounds. Ryan Anderson has been absolutely spectacular. We will get to that in a moment. First, let's talk about the Koehlers. They are Michigan natives. Jim has been a lifelong Detroit Lions fan. Tonight he debuts a Lions version of Avenger. What do you think about Jim paying tribute to his team?
Man, I absolutely love that. As an athlete, all you really want to do is give back to the fans, and I think that's what he's doing here tonight. And I think it might bode well in freestyle for some fan votes.
And not to be outdone, Chris has brought back a fan favorite truck to Monster Jam, Northern Nightmare, out of retirement. Fans haven't seen this truck since 2019. Adam, what do you feel about seeing Northern Nightmare back on a Monster Jam track?
Man, I love that, but I will say this, Cam McQueen back in 2012, man, he got a World Finals championship in that truck. These fans out here love that truck, so there is a high standard Northern Nightmare needs to perform.
Ryan Anderson has won the last 3 event championships on this series. He's been absolutely on fire, leading the series in nearly every statistical category. Adam, what else has stood out to you about Ryan Anderson on the track?
I think he's just gaining confidence, and he's one of the most skilled drivers on this series, and you're seeing everything kind of fall into his favor. Right now, he has 17 competition wins. The next closest driver is 5, and he's won 86% of his races. That's insane.
And he's been absolutely firing on all cylinders. And right now, let's hear from the series points leader and head of the track at Ford Field to join Leslie Mears with Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, guys, it's really been a phenomenal season so far for Ryan Anderson. And, you hold most of the accolades on this tour, except tied for most freestyle victories. How have you been able to up your game over the last couple weeks to kind of get those accolades and kind of set yourself apart from the pack?
Well, this racing track is a little bit different than normal. It's got the cool double gap, technical left and right turn. So, I like that. That matches my racing style that I like. Skills, I've really got myself kind of honed in on a couple tricks that are consistent and they're exciting. So that's worked out good for me. But freestyle, it's honestly, everybody on this tour has been having crazy runs. Joe Foley has been killing it, not once, not twice, but a bunch of times. Yeah, I want to be king of freestyle. That's always what I say. But when everybody else is throwing down good freestyles too, I can only appreciate it.
You seem super relaxed, super chill, no pressure here. Is that attitude going to help you down the stretch?
100%. I think it's because of having Adam here just kind of relaxes me, because nothing affects Adam whatsoever. He's been not having that much luck lately, and so I think he's due for one here this weekend. I'm pretty excited about that, but yeah, I'd have to give it to Adam. Adam's probably the one that's making me calmer, because normally I'm worried about making sure I hold up my end. Where I got my big brother here, he's got my back. So I think we're both pretty calm about making sure that no matter what, they're going to get the Anderson show that they want to see.
Thank you, Leslie. Here's tonight's driver lineup for Detroit. Of these drivers, only 4 have ever won in Detroit. Only 1 has an overall event win. That is Adam Anderson. Does he add to that tonight, Adam, or does another driver put their name on that short list?
I think he does. Adam has 5 freestyle wins here, and he's a 25-4 racing record. And like his brother said, I think he's due for one.
And he's been due for quite some time. Let's take a look at the current season point standings through 13 rounds. Ryan Anderson with a nice lead over Adam. Camden Murphy in 3rd, Barry Mosauer in 4th, and Corey Rummel and Colt Stevens right there in that 5th and 6th spot. So a big battle in the middle of this lineup all throughout the night is going to make each competition that much more critical at Ford Field. Drivers will compete tonight at Ford Field in 3 competitions: JCB Racing, the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and Freestyle. Points are awarded based on finish, with 12 going to the winner, and the driver with the most points at the end of the event will be crowned the overall event champion. It's time for track talk. Earlier today, some drivers walked the track. They were discussing the transition of the backflip ramp, Adam, maybe being a little different than usual. How should they attack that obstacle tonight?
You know, that is something that is so difficult about Supercross and Monster Jam, is how these track builders week in and week out actually build the track. What they're talking about with the transition, is it a little bit more kinked at the bottom where it has kind of a corner, or is it more round? If it's kinked, they have to approach a little bit slower, then hit the throttle hard. If it's round, they can come in a little bit hotter, so it's going to be something to watch in this freestyle competition.
First competition of the night is JCB Racing. Let's take a look at the brackets. In round 1, Soldier Fortune, Gravedigger, Thunder Roars, El Toro Loco, Vendetta, Avenger, Northern Nightmare meets Megalodon, and then the first round buys go to Son of a Digger, Velociraptor, Bakugan, Dragonoid, and Zombie. Adam, there's a potential Anderson versus Anderson battle in round 2. Who would have the edge?
Man, Ryan is 5-1 against Adam, so I have to give it to Son of a Digger tonight. Let's see what happens.
Well, we're not going to waste any time getting to an Anderson on the track. Our first race of the night. 5-time World Finals champion Adam Anderson and Gravedigger up against Lafayette, Louisiana native Koehler Blood and Soldier Fortune. Adam 19-12 with a win, and he's got that gray lane. They go on the outside part of that berm, and now back. This is a long track here, Adam.
Adam Anderson approaches that first turn a little bit wider so he can get a tighter exit, giving him the advantage coming into that last turn.
Drift corner there for Adam Anderson. Up over the jammer, over the ramp goes Gravedigger. Gravedigger gets the win. Adam Anderson 20.425. Here's the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay.
Koehler Blood coming into that last corner there just a little bit too slow. Comes out, gets a little bit of spin on that dry Detroit dirt.
Next up, Cole Stevens meeting El Toro Loco's Joe Foley. Before we get to this race, let's go down to Leslie.
Guys, Cole is always great for insight into the track, and he said it's going to be tacky, very similar to Houston. And then he said you just have to slow yourself down. I said, but how do you do that? When everything in the truck is happening so fast, he said you just have to talk yourself through it and keep telling yourself, smooth is fast.
Cole has Thunder Roars looking smooth right now. Over the jammer he goes. Thunder Roars, nice air. El Toro Loco try to come back. Cole Stevens gets the win, 20.642. Here's a Super Glue replay.
You can see here El Toro Loco just at that slight disadvantage. He came out of that last corner, and Cole actually said it's tacky, but it looks a little slippery to me right now.
Mike Christensen in Vendetta representing the Zap Zone here in Michigan against Jim Koehler in Avenger. There's that Lion's body looking slick on that 57 Chevy. Here we go. That nice berm corner. Look how high Jim goes up on. That's going to cost him.
Yeah, Jim just a little bit late letting go with that rear steer. Rides a little high. Right now, Mike Christensen with the advantage.
Mike Christensen's having his best racing season of his career. Just piling motor after motor. Vendetta going to grab another win here at Ford Field. 21.172.
Okay, take a look right here. Look at that rear steer. Just keeps going, rides it high on top of that berm. Can't get the drive, and Mike Christensen comes away with the win.
On a round 1 race, as all teams scream Corey Rummel and Megalodon Chris Koehler in Northern Nightmare. And we got our final green light here in round 1. Megalodon going in that red lane. Northern Nightmare drifting around. Quick turn there for Chris Koehler into the far corner. He clips the pod, and Megalodon has the advantage.
Chris Koehler steers just a little bit early. He's going to have to make up for it in this corner, but he does it again. Megalodon a little wide.
2 pods in a row. Corey Rummel now trying to get the win here off the red lane ramp. And it is Corey Rummel, 21.033.
Chris Koehler comes into that first turn, grabs the pod, and then in the last turn there, turns a little tight again, trying to squeeze off as much time, but can't come away with the win.
Let's take a look at the bracket for round 2. Son of a Digger, Gravedigger, Velociraptor, Thunder Roars, Bakugan, Dragonoid versus Vendetta, and Zombie versus Megalodon. The fastest round 1 time, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, 20.425. Ryan Anderson is on a 9-race winning streak, but his brother Adam awaits. It's Anderson versus Anderson next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by JCB, the official heavy equipment partner of Monster Jam. Welcome back to Detroit, Michigan for round 2 of JCB Racing. And up first, it's that race we've been hyping up. It is Anderson versus Anderson. Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, in the red lane. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, in the gray lane. Head-to-head, as you mentioned, 5-1 in Ryan's favor, but the racing record's off the charts in 2024. Good start here for both drivers. Adam Anderson, slight advantage heading into that corner. And look at Ryan's turn, pinpoints it on Anita, but Adam somehow still has the lead.
Adam just drifted a little bit smoother. Let's see who has the advantage in the last turn.
Adam Anderson with the lead. Son of a digger to try to push it to the finish line. And we're going to take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay.
In the last corner, Ryan Anderson actually gets just a little bit better drive. Adam Anderson comes in first, but he slides out on this slick Detroit dirt and doesn't get the win.
Team Throttle Monsters, David Olford in Velociraptor up against Cole Stevens in Thunderoris. Cole switching over to the red lane now. David takes the gray lane.
Ooh, very similar for Cole, what Ryan Anderson did, entering a little wide. But it looks like Velociraptor's got the edge.
Way too far out, though, goes David Olford. If Cole Stevens can continue to throttle out, he'll get the win, and he does. 20.714.
2 races in a row. It's been all about the drive out of the last corner, and Colt Stevens gets it done.
So on that last turn, David just took it way too wide, trying to avoid what happened in that last corner. Next up, Mike Christensen, Vendetta, up against Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. Vendetta's got a new motor, and with more on this, we go to Leslie.
Guys, it's a new motor for Mike Christensen. Broke the camshaft in Anaheim, so technically he's still breaking it in this weekend. But he said if he wants to make it to the next round, he's really going to have to push it here in racing.
Thanks, Leslie. Camden Murphy has the lead. He comes way off onto the right side, though, clips a little bit of that racetrack. And Mike Christensen goes tight on the corner. Vendetta's got the lead here. And Mike Christensen, Vendetta gets the win. That's got to be an upset, 20.657.
Here you can see Camden Murphy gets on the throttle so hard, pushes wide, maybe held onto that rear steer just a little too long.
Our final round 2 race, Corey Rummel and Megalodon advancing from round 1, and he goes head-to-head with Barry Musauer and Zombie. Barry 9-12 on the racetrack this year. A down year in racing for the leader of Zombie Nation. He's got the lead right now going into that red turn.
Barry fantastic out of the gate, but grabs the pod.
Goes way too tight, still has the lead. Corey slow around his corner as well, and Barry now trying to make him pay. Final push here, Barry goes up to the left side of the race ramp, gets across the finish line. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Okay, you can see here something wrong with Megalodon not pulling off the line. Hopefully it's not a mechanical, but Zombie coming away with the win.
Let's check out the semifinal JCB Racing bracket. Ryan Anderson will meet Colt Stevens. Ryan gets lane choice. And Mike Christensen will meet Barry Musauer. And Vendetta gets lane choice. Fastest time in that round, son of a digger, 20.153. Coming up, can Ryan Anderson extend his racing winning streak? Colt Stevens stands in his way. The semifinals are next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Great Clips, the official hair salon of Monster Jam. Download the Great Clips app and check in online today. We are back at Ford Field in downtown Detroit with the JCB Racing semifinals. Up first in this round, Colt Stevens, Thunderoris out of Houston, Texas, versus Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Ryan over a half second faster than Colt in the previous round. And here we go, Ryan in the red lane, Colt in the gray lane. And this corner's caused problems on that gray side.
Oh, Colt Stevens really slinging the truck, but I think he overslid it in that first corner. Ryan Anderson with a little advantage.
Try to overdo it up against Ryan Anderson. Doesn't matter, Son of a Digger gets the win. Check out the Super Glue replay.
Here you can see Colt Stevens coming into that last corner. He knows he has to make up a little bit of time, turns so hard, gets that left front BKT off the ground and comes up short.
Next up, Zombie driven by Barry Musauer up against Vendetta, piloted by Mike Christensen. For more on this race, let's hear from Leslie.
Because Barry told me that after practice, he decided to change his approach to the berm. He said he's going to try to go in a little wider and then out a little bit narrower to try to give him an advantage.
So far, so good here. We're pretty much even going into this final corner. Barry trying to navigate that red corner. Mike clips the pod a little bit. Barry slings it wide, and Mike Christensen does it again. Vendetta moving on.
Barry Musauer in this last corner again knows he has to make up some time, tries to get on the throttle hard, slides all the way to the left side of that lift.
Racing finals are set. Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, meet Mike Christensen in Vendetta. 12 points are on the line. Ryan's racing winning streak now up to 11. And when it comes to head-to-head, this is their third meeting of the season. They have split the series so far. So no easy win here for Ryan Anderson, as Mike Christensen having the best racing start to his career, and we'll see if he can get the win.
Ryan Anderson, a slight advantage. Mike Christensen, a good second corner.
Mike brake checked a little bit to get his lane going. He's got it now. Mike can pull this off. He's got to nail the final corner. Ryan Anderson slinging, son of a digger, and across the race ramp, son of a digger gets the win. Here's the super glue replay.
He did the exact same thing he did to beat his brother. He got a great drive out of that last corner. The BKTs were hooking up, and he comes away with the win.
This is Ryan's 9th racing win of the season, his 4th in a row, and he is downstairs with Leslie.
Well, Ryan, it really seemed like it came down to the last corner every single time. Looked like it was going away a little bit.
Absolutely. I was loving that left lane, and Bryce was watching me. He was my eye in the sky. He's like, man, you're doing good. You're cutting the turns nice. But that last turn started going away on me. I was still putting down super fast passes, but I'm not going to lie. Mike Christensen was right there. I was so surprised. Not saying that I know he's fast. His truck's fast. But, man, I thought I had it handled come around that last turn, and I had to give it everything it had. But thankfully, Bryce has got my truck 110%, so we are ready to rip.
A lot of slinging going on in this Detroit dirt, man. I like it. It's slick out there. Here's the first BKT overall point standings of the night. Son of a Digger with 12. Vendetta gets 11. Zombie with 10. Thunderosaurus with 9. And Gravedigger with 8. That rounds out our current top 5 at Ford Field here in Detroit. Next up in Detroit was the Great Clip Skills Challenge, where drivers could attempt 2 technical maneuvers on 2 wheels, or they could do a donut. And each driver was judged by fans in attendance on creativity, skill, and execution, with 12 points once again on the line. Let's take a look back at our top 5 competitors. Coming in 5th, Bari Musawa with the zombie slap wheelie.
Typical slap wheelie, gotta love it, getting that thing 90 degrees up in the air.
Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, hitting a bicycle.
Gets a little bit wild, doesn't ride it quite as long as he wanted to.
Caleb Blood takes a popper up onto the pod, drags it all the way across.
Oh, look at that, on one BKT tire. The grip on those things, unreal.
Chris Koehler, Northern Nightmare, getting on the podium here. Big time bicycle there.
Oh, big bicycle with a big save.
And how about Colt Stevens? Thunderosaurus getting the win, comes right off with a nose wheelie.
Colt Stevens getting a nice little balance and then moonwalking that thing back onto there and then getting another nose wheelie. Great combination move. You gotta love it, Colt Stevens. And then here you go with another bicycle. Seen a couple of those here tonight.
8.791 gets the win. And that win now will put Colt Stevens on top of the second BKT overall point standings with 21. Zombie 3 down, Gravedigger 4 down, and Northern Nightmare, Bakugan, Dragonoid, Son of a Digger, all 7 behind the leader. Let's check in with Leslie and our winner.
Guys, Colt was just telling me earlier that stepping up your skill game, and here we are on full display, my man.
Oh, man, we've been working out for a long time. You know, hats off to my crew chief, Shelby. This is her hometown. It all came together. We did good in racing. We did good in freestyle all year. Now, finally, we're picking it up in skills. Finally got that monkey off my back. We're going to keep moving forward, hopefully. Now we're looking for that overall.
And the thing is, you said about freestyle, you're really looking for that ramp out here that can get you that big move. Is it going to be here in Detroit?
I think it is. We're going to find something. If we can make it to the end there, just like at World Finals, that's one thing about this truck. Shelby always tell me it's called Thunderosaurus, but we call it Thundersaurus because it's going to soar.
Colt is soaring in Detroit. 2 down and 1 to go in the Motor City. Freestyle begins next on Monster Jam. Everyone in Monster Jam is proud to be partners with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Become a partner at Hope and receive a custom St. Jude Monster Jam This Shirt Saves Lives t-shirt. Text Monster Jam to 785-833 or visit stjude.org/Monster Jam to learn more. Welcome back to the home of the Detroit Lions, Ford Field for round 16. Tonight has been the Colt Stevens breakout we've been waiting for. The skills win puts him on top of the leaderboard. Adam, last year, Colt came out of that seat, won a World Finals championship, but he has never won an overall event championship in Monster Jam. What does he need to do in freestyle to take home that win tonight?
Well, I'll tell you right now, he was looking really excited when he was in that two-wheel skills interview. He has to calm down, take it 30 seconds at a time. 30 seconds in, get that freestyle score, then another 30 seconds so you don't minus any points, and then that last 30 seconds, Cowabunga time, baby.
Let her eat there. Right behind Code is Bari Musawwir with 2 top 5 finishes. Bari always preaches consistency. He practices that maybe more so than any driver in Monster Jam. He is always right there in the conversation for the championship, even if he isn't winning anything. Adam, what is Bari's path to that event win here?
You know, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but Bari, you have to go big, dude. The consistency isn't getting it done. He does it time and time again, and he's always top 3. He's always top 5. We know he's going to be there, but Bari Musawwir has to have that big move if he wants to win.
Just called Bari dude on TV.
I did.
Earlier tonight, Megalodon suffered some damage in racing. Let's go to Leslie with an update.
Guys, it's a broken inner axle here for Corey Rummel and Megalodon, and you can see what happened is when it broke, it actually swelled in there, and then it was stuck, and so they had a hard time getting it out. The good news now is that they finally have it out, so they can put the seal back in, put that inner axle back in, and hope they make it to the next competition.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's catch you up with the BKT overall point standings entering freestyle. Ryan Anderson fell short in skills. It would appear that for the first time in 4 rounds, he will not win the trophy, but never say never right now. Colt Stevens and Zombies Bari Musawwir battling for the event championship. As we check out tonight's freestyle order, Megalodon has now officially been dropped to 11th to give Corey Rummel more time. Vendetta out after Mike Christensen blows another motor. Mike's been pushing it this year. I love the aggressiveness, but Adam, it has come at a severe cost.
Yes. Unfortunately, when you have a lot of motor like that, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. When you have a lot of motor, motors tend to blow up. You gotta stay on the track if you want to get points and be in this competition. And
you're losing a lot of points. And I did talk about how Mike has had a great year in racing, but it has come at that cost of missing freestyle competitions. He's missed more than anyone in Monster Jam. They have great equipment out there at Team Throttle Monster, so maybe some things going on in that truck they're not aware of.
Yeah, it's got to be something. They'll get it figured out. I'm sure they'll find a balance by the end of the season, but unfortunately, he won't be out there tonight.
Well, speaking of Team Throttle Monster Freestyle, getting kicked off out of Shaw, Oregon, David Olford in Velociraptor. So David right now has got to carry the flag for Team Throttle Monster. A big freestyle run here to start us off would go a long way in at least easing the blow of the blown motor in Vendetta.
I love that, Scott.
30 seconds to qualify here to get a score. Failure to complete the first minute, 1 point gets deducted. You want to see drivers using all obstacles out there. That Morgan to Morgan backflip, always a wow moment, always getting the fans up. And David Olford trying early with some big time air in Velociraptor.
Yeah, that was great air, good track awareness, landing on those cars, getting a nice soft landing. Nothing too crazy so far, but definitely up to speed and a good start for a good freestyle.
9 years as a technician in Monster Jam, crew chief for the likes of Bari Musawwir, Brianna Mahan. Decided to go on his own, wanted a seat in Monster Jam, made his way to the independent circuit, has found a home here with Team Throttle Monster, and has really earned the respect of everyone in the sport, transitioning from a very talented, very established technician into a very talented driver, and it takes talent for a bicycle like that.
Yeah, it does. That was a well-executed bicycle, the way he balanced that 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck on those 2 BKTs. He is doing a fantastic job, and I really think he's just been getting better and better throughout the season, and I think that's just being comfortable.
First Detroit start here for David Olford. Spent the majority of his career in the arenas, now transitioning into these longer stadium tracks. 2 freestyle wins last year on Arena Championship Series West. One of those did come in a big dome track. So David has that success on a big track. He can extend that here in Detroit, which is one of the widest fields you're going to see all season.
Yeah, I mean, I say it time and time again, but with athletes, all these drivers, they have so much talent, and it's really about believing in yourself and getting that confidence. Nice little donut there to finish off the run.
That'll do it for David Olford. Here's the original superglue glued to the action replay.
Nice big air. Does a great job of carrying just the right amount of momentum to land on those crushed cars and get a nice soft landing.
So 8.120 is now to score to beat the next driver out to try to do it out of Orlando, Florida. Zombies Bari Musawwir, the man you affectionately refer to as Dude. It's the dude on the track. The zombie dude Bari going to try to give it a go here. Slap wheelie to start the freestyle run. I would expect nothing less out of Bari.
Yeah, it's pretty typical for him to do that slap wheelie. But for Bari right now, he needs to figure out how to be the dude and give us a wow moment. He always starts off with good momentum. He plans his runs. He does a fantastic job, but he just needs that little bit extra.
And we see Bari usually try to dominate the track from the outside in. He will go around the track almost a victory lap, doing the slap wheelies to get the truck going, to feel the dirt out a little bit, goes inside, makes his way, and that's where he's at right now, taking that center lane from one track, one side of Ford Field to the other.
Yeah, and going back to the slap wheelie to start out the run, that's a very typical move for Bari. And I think he's feeling out the dirt, but he's also trying to feel out the truck. He's trying to feel how much are those shocks going to rebound, so he knows how big he can go and what kind of landing he can kind of settle with. And I think that's why he does that at the beginning of each run.
Second career Detroit start for Bari Musauer, finished fourth in freestyle his last time out here at Ford Field. Another slap wheelie, just setting it up beautifully. 2 freestyle wins already on the season, trying to make it number 3 here.
See, that's one of the things that's tough is I know how much Bari loves those slap wheelies, and I know how much he thinks about what he's going to do during the run, but this is where it kind of falters him. He's doing the same thing over and over again, and the fans love to see something new. You know, if you see one thing new, it's going to be hard to get it a good score.
Here's one thing new they haven't seen yet tonight. The Morgan backflip. Bari lands hard on the front, flips the truck over, hits the container, and Bari gunning for the overall event lead. Take a look at the Super Glue replay.
Here he comes into that backflip. Now we were talking about the transition and track walk. He came in just a little slow, didn't hit the throttle hard enough, under rotates and gets a big bounce off those BKTs.
Zombie has the lead, but will Bari Musauer win the championship? Find out next on Monster Jam. Welcome back to round 16 of Monster Jam. Today's festivities kicked off at Ford Field with the most family-friendly pit party in motorsports. Fans arrived early to meet their favorite drivers and take pictures with the trucks. If you want to attend the pit party at Monster Jam, get your tickets at monsterjam.com. During halftime, I mentioned Bakugan Dragonoid suffering extensive damage earlier tonight. And let's get an update from Leslie, who's with Camden.
Yeah, Camden, skills just a little detrimental here. Take us through what happened.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to climb up that giant hill, and quite honestly, it just kind of took a little bit of a weird bounce. Tried to collect myself, and unfortunately just came down pretty hard on that right front tire. Broke the whole tab for the 4-link off of the entire housing, which is huge. I mean, that is just a major domino effect. But we got some of the best UNOH technicians right here in Monster Jam, just absolutely working their butts off, trying to get this Bakugan Dragonoid Monster Jam truck ready back for freestyle.
Yeah, lucky to have Chandler West here this weekend off of another arena tour, the best welder out there. So here's the other thing, though. You were starting to catch, Adam is catching up with you. He was one ahead of you coming into this event. What does this do for you here?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't know what it is, but man, I just can't get out of my own way this year. I just a ton of bad luck, making a lot of mistakes myself. But you know, Adam is right there. We keep going back and forth. He was 1 point, like you said, ahead of me before this weekend. He's probably going to gain a little bit on me here tonight, but we're going to see what happens. We get out for freestyle, absolutely burn this truck into the ground, hopefully get a good score, and hopefully not lose too many on him, or any. Hopefully maybe gain some on him. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's continue on with freestyle. Up next, the World Finals Freestyle champion and the current overall event leader, Colt Stevens in Thunderoris. So Camden Murphy, though, tough break right now for him, especially in a point series. She mentioned Chandler West. That's actually Weston Anderson's crew chief out of Gravedigger, so he's one of the best welders, as she mentioned, in the business. When you see somebody like that back there working on the truck, you know there's a lot going on underneath that chassis.
Absolutely, and this is the hardest part about Monster Jam. You know, you try to avoid the mechanicals as much as possible, but you know that they are going to happen, and I swear they just seem to happen at the wrong place and wrong time every single time. But fortunate enough for Camden Murphy, they got the best in the best working on his truck right now.
Let's get back to the event championship conversation. Bari Musauer has the freestyle lead, so Colt needs to finish no lower than third here. If Bari's score holds and Bari's placement holds, Colt has his work cut out for him to try to obtain that first overall event championship.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I do think Colt can do it. I didn't see anything too crazy from Bari Musauer in that last run. There's definitely an opportunity.
One freestyle win on the season in Anaheim. It's his first Detroit start in Thunderoris in a Monster Jam truck. Last time, Adam, Colt was actually here, was in the broadcast booth back in 2022.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Colt Stevens, a nice smooth landing. Gotta love that with my Supercross background and a nice big air onto the back of those cars again.
Get the momentum going. Incredible turn there. Track awareness by Coach Stevens. Always gives thanks to his crew chief, Shelby Fisher. She's from Sterling Heights, Michigan, which is just 20 minutes north of here. Her friends and family are here, so what a moment it would be for her as well if Colt can pull this off. But right now, it is up to the man behind the wheel, Coach Stevens, trying to put something together.
Definitely got a little bit of momentum going on. I haven't seen that wow moment, but this is exactly what we talked about. Get the first 30-second under your belt, the second 30 seconds so you don't lose a point, and then really ramp it up.
Morgan backflip for Coach Stevens. Flips it around, a quick one. Destroys the mouth of Thunder Roar. Shelby looking on with a proof. He's got some time left here as that windshield flapping up and down.
It almost looks like he's got a little drop top going
Convertible
on.
going on.
Oh, there we go. Cowabunga, baby. A nice big old jump. There goes the body. We love it.
Hard side slab. Now he's on 2 wheels. Going to try to save it and spin it over. Runs out of room on the track. But what a run that is for Coach Stevens. Here's a super glue replay.
Here he comes into that 8-pack backflip. That was very fast. Great job landing that thing. And then you see the body just flying off. Gets up on 2 wheels. Makes a little bit tight of a turn. But, man, what a freestyle.
Colt takes the lead. Next up, Jim Koehler and Avenger. You and I touched on the Lions body at the top of the show. For more on Jim and Avenger, we go back to Leslie.
Guys, let me tell you a little bit about this sweet Lions Avenger body. Jim said he was going to do another water Avenger body, but then the Lions came charging through the playoffs, and when they won the North, he said it was on. He started putting the flames on it, and then between Anaheim and San Diego, he came back, finished painting it, and got all the vinyl on this week to debut it here at his home, Ford Field, and the fans are loving it.
Yeah, the fans are loving it. There's some symmetry here, Adam, because before last year, the Detroit Lions hadn't won anything in a while. And Jim Koehler hasn't won anything in a while. So we're going to try to see if this Lions body can do something here at Ford Field.
Man, that sure would be awesome. I saw him wearing that Jared Goff jersey all day. That was really cool in the pit party. And the paint scheme is just fantastic. That silver and blue looks great out there.
Team Scream shop about 50 miles down I-94 in Columbus, Michigan. Jim did win freestyle here back in 2008. He's got his sights set on the Morgan & Morgan backflip, going to back up to try to find the right angle. And here we go. Avenger going to fly in. Container backflip attempt right up. Gets a nice bounce, huge bounce. Maybe too far, though. And the back 2 wheels going to come over. Jim ends up on the hood, and that'll do it for Avenger.
Here he comes in. Both drivers not giving it enough throttle on that backflip. Very interesting. Hits those BKTs, gets a huge bounce, and lands right on that wheelie bar. Unfortunate for Jim.
We're more than halfway through the field, and Thunder Roarus leads the way, but will Colt Stevens win it all? Find out with more freestyle next on Monster Jam. Monster Jam is brought to you by Spin Master. Epic trucks, epic stunts, Monster Jam. Welcome back to Ford Field. During the break, freestyle continued. Kayla Blood, Soldier of Fortune, tried to get something going. She would end up leaving 35 seconds on the clock, rolling Soldier of Fortune over, and she'd get a score of 5.584. Next up, out of Columbus, Michigan, 2023 Co-Rookie of the Year, Chris Koehler, driving Northern Nightmare. And you and I chatted about this truck. This was one of my favorite trucks as a fan of Monster Jam back in those Cam McQueen days. So great to see Northern Nightmare back here. You know, the Canadian border, not too far here from Detroit. So maybe some Canadian fans paying homage to their country here with this great truck.
Absolutely. It's a cool looking truck with that red and black, and it's won before. Chris Koehler has some big shoes to fill here tonight with Northern Nightmare on that body.
2 freestyle wins in 2023 for Chris Koehler, winless so far this year.
Chris Koehler getting some good momentum going here. A nice big jump, getting it slowed down, doesn't have to throw it in reverse.
First Detroit start here for Chris. There's some big air for it. Northern Nightmare lands on all fours, keeps the momentum going. You gotta love the give on the BKT tires. The bounce, perfect for Chris as it allows the truck to keep going at full throttle.
Chris kind of working the inside to the outside, seems to be working that right side of the track. Oh, has to throw it in reverse. Is he going for the Morgan & Morgan backflip?
Chris Koehler now coming in a little slower than he would like. Picks up momentum, gets the truck up, bounces it again. Same thing Jim did. Goes up, but he's gonna save it.
The save!
We didn't see Jim do that.
No, we did not.
Chris Koehler with a save of the night in Northern Nightmare. He's got it cooking right now.
That is what the fans came here to see. Now finish it off with one more wow moment, Chris.
There's a score to be 9.427 from Thunderoris. And Chris trying to shed the rest of the body
Here we go!
right up on the two wheels into a nose wheelie, and that back left wheel is completely gone.
Oh man, I love it. The carnage is here in Detroit.
They are still letting him go. Rolls over again. And another save for Chris Koehler. That is the best run I've seen this kid do in his career. Check out the super glue replay.
Oh man, you gotta love it. That was a nightmare for all the competition. Gets a big save there, getting the throttle out, and then just doesn't care at the end. Caution to the wind.
I like what you did there with a nightmare, and I like what Chris Koehler did. 9.870. Your new leader, Chris Koehler. Jim loving it. I love the dance there. Next up, Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. The crew able to get the truck ready to compete with one more update. Let's check back in with our pit reporter, Leslie Mears.
Camden making it back out for freestyle is really a tribute to all the technicians in the back. During the skills challenge, he actually broke a tab off where one of the four-link bars connects. It's got to be grinded down, and then a new tab has to be welded back on with precision. Chandler West, off duty on his other tour, was actually here this weekend, one of the best welders we've got. He was back there on duty. They had to replace the drive shaft cage and two other four-link bars that broke Himes as well. They got it all done and in time for him to make this run. Phenomenal.
Thank you, Leslie. True testament to the hardworking technicians here at Monster Jam. Camden Murphy needed to get back here to stay in the series points race. He trails Adam Anderson by just 1 point. And of course, sitting at the top, but missing freestyle could have been disastrous for Camden's season.
Yeah, it really could have been, and that's just a testament, like Leslie said, to the technicians in the back. It is so hard to weld on those tabs on these big Monster Jam trucks. When you weld something on, it's heated up, the metal is melting, and that thing moves so much, and it's so important to have a good welder to know how that thing's gonna move back and forth so that four-link bar lines up, and you can do moves like that. Camden Murphy.
Cartwheeling his way across the track. Bakugan Dragonoid may have very well just come apart again with that move. Great wow moment for Camden.
Here he comes off of a huge air, just goes and lands that thing, trusts the truck 100%, steers the tires to the left, and somehow pulls off a save here in Detroit.
7.900 is the score as we check out the current freestyle leaderboard. Northern Nightmare has a lead, Thunderoris in second, Zombie in third, Avenger in fourth, and Velociraptor currently rounding out our top five. A 9.870 is going to be tough to beat. We are down to the final four. Can Northern Nightmare hold on for the freestyle win? Find out next when Monster Jam returns. We are back at Ford Field in Detroit with the conclusion of freestyle. Through the break, freestyle continued with Joe Foley in El Toro Loco. He will not get his fifth freestyle win of the season.
Yep, just a little bit of an underwhelming night here, and fortunately the truck shuts off.
And the off night continued for Ryan Anderson. Son of a digger rolls with 31 seconds left on the clock, and Ryan ends up with a score of just 7.290. That leaves two more competitors. Up next is the five-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. For Adam, this is his 10th Detroit start. He's had some crazy trucks here. Taz, Gravedigger, the legend. He had a radio station truck on 106.7 The Drive. That's how long Adam's been in Monster Jam. I don't think that station even exists anymore, but Adam has done a lot on this track. 5 freestyle wins here, an overall event championship last year in 2023. He knows the dirt, he knows the track, and he has done historically well inside Ford Field.
Yeah, when you have confidence at a certain stadium or a certain track or even on a certain dirt, it just makes all the difference. On top of Adam Anderson is so talented. Now, one of the things that I think he does have going on in his mind here at Detroit is how frustrated he is. Ryan Anderson mentioned it during the top of the show about how he maybe had a bad official call or the bad luck going on for Adam Anderson. You know he wants to turn that around even though he doesn't act like it, and hopefully he can get it done in this freestyle right here.
2 freestyle wins this year, 2 overall event championships as well. His freestyle average of 8.843, second on the series, only behind Ryan Anderson. There's that daunting score to be 9.870 from Chris Koehler in Northern Nightmare. The highest score of his career could very well lead to his first freestyle win of the season, but Adam comes up nearly short on the jammer, ends up getting right on the sway bar, keeps it on all 4 BKT tires.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna feel that one in the morning, coming up short on that left rear tire.
Shooting the gap a little bit here. There's a great look at Northern Nightmare laying in waste on the track. Adam trying to avoid the truck, and Adam going out for the Morgan backflip. Here comes Gravedigger, lined up beautifully, gets the bounce this time. Again, we're seeing a lot of drivers just go it, but we're not seeing a lot of drivers do that. One wheel save for Adam Anderson up over the pond, big air, and the front panel just hanging on.
Yeah, I love this. The Gravedigger drivers, Adam Anderson, Ryan Anderson, and the best guys in Monster Jam really do a fantastic job of hitting this backflip like you're seeing in the replay. Little bit of an under rotation, but gets a great bounce off those BKTs and a big save, but they just keep going after that and give you that wow moment.
Not enough wow moment to take the lead from Chris Koehler. That brings us to our final competitor out of North Jackson, Ohio, representing Team Scream. This is Corey Rummel in Megalodon. Corey, another driver looking for his first freestyle win of the season. His average is on point, 8.508. Been very consistent. That's the 4th highest average on this series, but he's just not been able to translate that into a victory.
Yeah, this is a tough series to do it on. Corey Rummel is a great driver. I think one of the things that's been tough for him is he is dealing with a little bit heavier truck. Now, one of the things that is nice about a heavier truck is it seems to withstand, got it restarted, but it seems to withstand a little bit more damage, but unfortunately it's not as agile and you can't do as much with it.
I've talked about the vision in Megalodon before. Some drivers adjust a little better. Corey has said he doesn't have issues with Megalodon, but one thing I've noticed about Corey is that front clip of that truck is almost always gone. It's almost always off by the end of the night. So, you know, that helps out a little bit when it comes to sight lines.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help out a lot. Something that a lot of people don't know is these drivers are strapped in. They cannot look left or right for safety purposes. Keep everything nice and stable so these drivers come out very safely. But yeah, it makes such a big difference when that hood's not on. It's almost like he does it on purpose in skills.
Yeah, I don't know if they teach at Monster Jam University to drive with shark teeth in front of you, but he does a great job of it. Trying for a slap wheelie. Can't get the front end up. You talked about the heaviness. Oh, that's wrong. There's a great popper, though. The back 2 wheels have no trouble getting up over the front, man, and he's still going. Great save for Corey Rummel.
That was a save right there. Came up just a little bit short. He probably thought he was going to get a little more air off of that jump and just came up a little bit short on those back BKTs and got a front flip in there.
Now Corey Rummel going for the Morgan backflip. He comes all the way across the racetrack again, goes up for it. This one is a corkscrew. Corkscrewed off of it. He's going to land on top of the container. That's not going to count as a save, and that'll end the run.
Gotta love it. Look at this little corkscrew. And then he puts the Megalodon up on the container for the photo shoot. You gotta love it.
Yeah, that's a little corkscrew. I hate to see what a big corkscrew is to you. Let's check out our final freestyle leaderboard. Northern Nightmare gets it done. 9.870 was the score that takes the win. Thunderora's in 2nd, Gravedigger in 3rd, Zombie in 4th, Megalodon in 5th, but a carnage-filled freestyle competition here at Ford Field. I think one of the best ones we have seen so far this season on this series, but Northern Nightmare, no doubt about it, the run of the night, and the score takes the win. So this is Chris's first freestyle win of the season. Right now, let's go to the track with Leslie in Northern Nightmare.
So freestyle was insanity, and you told me that this was the perfect storm. You're driving a little angry, the track looked good, and boy, did you bring it tonight. It was insane. So what does it mean to do it in Detroit? Friends and family, hometown, the show you've been coming to forever.
A win in general means so much to me, but to get it in the hometown, you weren't lying. When I told you earlier I'm driving angry, I was driving angry. I had so many saves. The truck wouldn't quit. It wanted me to keep going, so I kept going. And honestly, like I said, the hometown, it means so much to me. I grew up watching Dad burn this place to the ground, always just imagining myself doing what he did, you know. Now that I'm old enough, following in his footsteps, filling the shoes, it means the world to me.
Big moment there for Chris in Detroit as we check out the final BKT overall point standings. Cole Stevens getting it done. Gravedigger finishes 2nd, Zombie in 3rd, Northern Nightmare in 4th, and Megalodon in 5th. For Cole, it's his first career overall event championship. We go back to Leslie.
Total team effort here to get the Thunderoras the overall event victory. And you told me at halftime that you thought that this was the track and you had the great momentum going to do it.
Man, I have been working at this all year. My hat's off to these guys right here. Shelby, Danny, they had this truck 100%. We've been working on it, and a testament to them. They gave me a truck I could go out and do, and like I said, we were looking for that big air. We found it, we put a little flair on it, and we came away with this overall, and that's what it's about right there.
Celebration begins for Cole Stevens less than 2 years after leaving the broadcast booth. Not only does he have a World Finals championship, now he can add an overall event championship to his trophy case.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Colt Stevens checking off those boxes, and what a cool way to finish out the night for Shelby and having her whole family here.
Well, we will stay right here with Stadium Championship Series West for round 17 from Detroit, so make sure you join us for more Monster Jam action. For Adam Entik-Knapp and Leslie Mears, I'm Scott Jordan. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right here next time on Monster Jam.